The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Francisco Mago. I'm with ReaFacts.com and BNBVestor.com. Thank you for being here. In my own name, Francisco, and our staff give you the welcome. I'm going to open the microphone to a couple of my staff. Maria is right here. Maria, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Fine. Thank you for being here, helping me in this. And let me open Jose. Hi, Jose.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I hope everything is okay.
Okay, I'm going to start a webinar, and basically we're going to start here. What I want to say here is BNBVestor is a new venture for ReaFacts. We started this probably a year and a half ago. We have a lot of developing into this new system, and we love it, and we hope you guys like it too. What this system does is actually how to find passive income with the Airbnb business. I want to explain you how is that going to do it and how the system does it for you. But first, I want to explain you what is this first view that we have here. What does that mean? One of the things that these graphics are showing is the whole map of the United States. As you can see, every single one of the states has a color. So the one that you see dark green is, in this case, the states that have more listings. Then you go light green, that's the light green, yellow, and red is the order of those states. There are 50 states, you divide it by 4, and it goes first the dark green, then the light green, then the yellow, and then the red. Now, knowing that, what I wanted to explain, what I want to show to you is, as you can see, the difference between December and 2008. This is the amount of listings from December 2017 until December 2018. You can see the difference there. It went from 412,000 to almost 826,000. It means that between a year, the increase of listings was up to 100,000, 100%. What I'm trying to say here is you see the increase of listings between 1 year has been increasing or doubling in every single year. That's incredible. The other thing that the system tells you is which kind of property are using or are being rented in Airbnb or any short rental business that is out there. You can see one room, it has 363,000 out of everything. So this is most popular one. The host is very important here. Let me tell you why. Hosts, you see multi-listing hosts are only 104,000, and single listing hosts are 373,000. As you can see in this graphic here, more listings in the United States in Airbnb are by a multi-listing host than with a single listing host. But what it means is basically in the United States, this whole process has become a business. Why is that? At least in the multi-listing house, if you go only by average, you will see that at least by average you have 5 properties. Every single one of this listing get 5 properties of this host, of this multi-host. The average is 5 properties or around 5 properties. Why is this significant? This has become a business. You can see that there are hosts in this business that are making a lot of money. They have 200, 300, 400, 500 properties even. Those have become big corporations that are doing that in different areas of the United States. Now, let me explain you what the bottom part here means, which is very important what we do. First, when it says active rentals over here, is referring, BNB is referring to Airbnb rentals. Currently, there are 855,000 Airbnb in the whole United States. Regular are the regular rentals that we use to make the comparison. Regular rentals are rentals that are, we call regular rentals is the rentals that are put in the multi-listing in order to someone live there, not in a short way that is meant to be like Airbnb. Now the ADR here is the average daily rate. This is how much will you get, how much money will you get in a day for an Airbnb rental average in the whole United States. It means that it's $175 per rental. That's the average. And then a regular rental is around $56. Now, occupancy, we're gonna explain it with more detail in a few moments, but you can see the occupancy rate in the whole United States is 55%. It means that every single one of the Airbnb at least rent 15 days out of 30, close to 15 days out of 30. And last but not least, and this is probably one of the most important parts of this system, is the revenue. And in the revenue means how much money can you make with an Airbnb rental. Average in the United States is almost $3,000, as you can see, $2,926. Now, in a regular rental in the United States, average is $1,616. It means that in average you can make 81% more money than in a regular rental. That's what this 81% in green means. Okay, knowing that, what I'm gonna do is actually I'm going to go to a specific state. I'm gonna select Florida because it's the place where I live. We can do some more examples in some other areas in a little bit. Okay, so as you can see here, every time that you go to a selection, the system actually draw a map, and in that map you can see everything changes to the colors that belong to that specific map. And actually the numbers that are down below the map are the ones that belong to that specific area, meaning that the revenue in Florida is similar to the United States, 81%, but the income is a little bit higher. It's $3,101, but the regular rental is also a little bit higher for $1,715. As you can see, 108,000 rentals are in Florida at the moment. And one of the other things that I want to show you is, compared to December of last year, 54,000, to December of the 2018 is 103,000. So you can see the growing in the amount of properties that are coming in. Again, the type of room, the highest is the one room, very close to the two room in the Florida area, and You can see in Florida is seen more like a business than in the whole United States. In the whole United States, it was a little more than the 50%, but in Florida, 70% of all listings are whole and multi-listing hosts, which is very, very impressive. There is a lot of people, actually 10,991 multi listing hosts that are doing business right now in the whole state of Florida. Now, knowing that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore the occupancy tab over here. The occupancy tab gives you the occupancy in a span of 12 months. Okay, it gives you the last 12 months of occupancy, and this information is key when you are when you are doing an Airbnb business. Why? The occupancy in this kind of business is basically the information that you need to know more closely. More time the property that you put into Airbnb is occupied, the tendency of you making more revenue is higher. So as you can see here, 76% is the occupancy rate, which is really high in the month of February of last year, and in January it's up to 65%. Okay, this is what's happening, and this is what's happening over the years. You can see the tendency for January, February is gonna go up because that's what usually happens, and March is very close to February. So the highest months of occupancy in Florida are January, February, and March. And why is that? Well, we call those snowbirds. Those snowbirds, people from Canada, are coming down to Florida to actually spend time here, and is showing in all these curves in the Airbnb area. Why is occupancy so important? Because it tells you also when to list or when to have properties in. This system is designed for you to evaluate properties that you are going to rent, not necessarily buy. You can rent the property and put it into Airbnb. Now, in order to do that, the best you can do is pick the right cycle in order to do that. The best months to get those properties in are September, October, and November. Why is that? Very simple. Those months if you start your business in any of these months, you're gonna have the peak months: December, January, February, and March. Okay. That is gonna make that you're gonna recover most of your investment in the first 2 or 3 months. That's what's usually happen. That's the numbers go to that tendency. That will include deposits and furniture investments that you will do in that specific property. The average daily rate is how much you can charge for that specific property per month. In that specific month, the month that you can charge the most in here is March with $201 average per month. And these numbers that you see here are private rooms and share rooms. At the moment, we're going to concentrate in the whole property. That's the model that I actually promote, but that doesn't mean these other models doesn't work. Actually, the system will tell you which is a model that is better for you. Now, let's talk about revenue. Revenue, of course, is the occupancy rate and the average daily rate. It will give you the revenue. In this case, as you can see, the revenue of February is $326. and the revenue in March is 3,873. So those are very high revenues for the whole state of Florida. Okay, again, we have the whole state over here. That's one thing that we really want to show you guys. Now, I'm gonna pick Miami-Dade as our next example. I'm gonna go there. And this is when we just start seeing the detail. Again, December 17, 5,976. December 18, 11,740, almost 100%. You can see these are zip codes over here. And you're gonna see there are zip codes that overlap date like this one here and goes to another county. So the system is gonna show because it's part of day 2. Like this one over here. It only has 4 listings. It's a small population zip code. But the ones that you need to pay attention here is the ones that are actually in dark green, as you can see over here. That are, of course, close to the ocean. Okay, if you want to eliminate that view, you simply go here and it disappeared the the zip codes of the area. Now, one of the things that I want to see here, let's go check the occupancy in the area. It's more or less behaving like Florida, 72, 78 is really high, but also November, December, and January are high. So again, the best months to get new apartments, in my perspective, is actually September and October. So you can get those high rents in between the months of the November, December, January, February, and March, which is the high season. You can see the same behavior is going to be. So you can see here, revenue. The highest revenue are December, January, February, and March. So very important to know that. The other thing that I want you to see is what we call places. Places, it will take all the cities in that specific zip code, that specific county, and it will order that information by occupancy. As you can see, small cities, they could have 97, 84, 81%. But if you want to see the highest city, the city that has the highest listings, I want to show it to you right now, is Miami. In Miami, you have 7,905 listings and the occupancy rate is 62%, which is not bad at all. Okay, and Miami Beach, 58%, 5,196, and occupancy 58%. The ADR is the average daily rate. In this case, for Miami is $160 per night and $171 per night in Miami Beach. And the amount of money that you could get monthly in these two cities is the average is around $3,000 and it's about the same $3,016. Now, this one I show you here is highly important. Why? This is what we call the additional revenue. The additional revenue is the difference between one and the regular rental at the BNB. And in this case, it's 49%. It means that for every $1,000, you will get $1,500 in Airbnb. Okay, just to give you an example. In this case, the system, when you select let's select Miami, Florida, and the system will go and select the whole city. and it's actually going to draw a lot of dots in here regarding the city. And what I want you to see here, guys, is seasonality. In the seasonality area, and you can see seasonality in everything up to a county. The system will show you the seasonality of the area. And this is crucial because in the seasonality you can see not only which months are you're gonna have the best revenue, but which days and how much. For instance, December 31st in the Miami, in the city of Miami is $309 average, and the occupancy rate is 85%. Like almost all Airbnbs are busy in that specific time, which is, well, very good information to get depend of the day. March 30, 77%. May 11, 79%. May 12, 76%. So these are the kind you have a visual reminder or which days you can get more money for your business. Okay, let's check February. 248, 82%. 253, 84%. Those are numbers that are close to December, to the months of to the days at the end of December. Now, in this system, one of the best features that I can see we have is what we call best rentals. In best rentals, we tell you actually what are the best type of property that you can get in the area, which properties will get me more money. So between renting a condo apartment studio that I'm going to make 58%, I might be better renting a 3-bedroom apartment for 98%. So it's a much better idea to do that. In matter of fact, the best one is an apartment of 4 bedrooms. It will give me 290% additional. It means that if I rented in 4, I would probably get 8,000 out of that apartment. In more than that, a lot more than that. So it's important to know which is the best one that I can get. The system right now tells you what's the best rental you can get. Last but not least, we have the hosts. And the host is basically an analytic of what are the hosts that are currently renting properties in Airbnb doing. And this is the moment this is the aha moment for everyone, guys. Why is that? It tells you right here who is making money and who isn't. Basically, you can see this host called Alexander. He has 54 listings, and let's see where Alexander had her listings. He have an occupancy of 72% and an average daily rate of almost $400 per property. Okay. This person is invoicing with 54 properties, renting almost $500,000. And the potential revenue that is getting out of those properties is $175,000 a month. So this is a small company with a very decent income. You can see this is a person that rent apartments where, let's zoom out a little bit. That's actually by the ocean. Okay. So as you can see, the system will tell you which areas is more convenient to actually rent or have or find these apartments. The system tells you two things. The system tells you where is the best rental, which is the best type of property you can get, and the system will tell you actually where you can place that actual rental. And you can see the place here, right here in places. The system will tell you. For instance, in Miami, you go by zip code. This zip code, the 33139, is the one that has the highest occupancy. But it's that one that has the highest revenue. We check, I'm gonna ask, give me the one with the highest revenue. And the system told me, the one with the highest revenue so far is the 33170. It's not the one that has the most listing, but it's the one that has the highest revenue. And it doesn't have the highest occupancy either. So the system goes and tells you this is where the money is. Okay? This is the one that tells you what is the highest revenue. And 33125 have 183 listings, 68% occupancy, but it gives you the highest additional revenue, 78%. Yeah, 85%, 83%. If we go to this one, that's the zip code. We go to this one. We can also find the best rental in that one. And you're gonna find, okay, the average of that is 78%, but if you go with a 3-bedroom apartment, it's gonna be 130%. Why is 4-bedroom not showing? Because there are no 4 bedrooms to compare. As simple as that. There is no 4 bedrooms in the area. So the highest one is 4 and 2, and it's giving me 130%. And the system will tell you not only that in entire place, which is the one that I'm checking right now, but it will tell you in private room and in share room. Now, let's play with Florida a little bit. Now, a lot of people think that Miami is the best area to have an Airbnb in Florida. And you can find good areas anywhere. But if you go with the analytic will tell you, and I'm going to click in places here, that by county, the county with the highest occupancy is Union County. But it's a very small amount. But the ones that are in the panhandle over here, this part of Florida, you're going to see a lot of those that, like Bay County, it has 220%. Of additional revenue. Let's order by additional revenue, and you're going to be seeing that the Panhandle, Escambia, Okaloosa, Gulf, Bay, all those are counties that are in the Panhandle over here. You can see Okaloosa, Walton, Bay, those are huge in the amount of money you can get into an Airbnb. And if you go to one of these, let's check Bay, you're going to be seeing in that specific county, and you can see the most of them are going to be close to the beach or close to the ocean. But you're going to see the revenue stream are different in those areas. You can see June and July are huge. June and July are huge. It's like $5,388. So it's different than Miami. The best time to get apartments here are the months of March and April, in order to have ready everything for these high season months. So these high season months are the ones that are going to make the most money in that specific area. So it's very important to, when you go to an area, analyze what am I doing here. And if you want a clear view of how that looks like, you can see it in the seasonality part. As you can see here, it will tell you June and July are more consistent here because are higher revenue streams. See, the prices are higher here and the occupancy are good. Okay, again, best rentals in the area for that county. 4-bedroom apartment, 320%. And you have a 2-bedroom apartment, is 320% also. So it's really good. Let's check our hosts in the area. Okay, we have, this is a big company. It's called Resort Quest. They have in that specific county 311 apartments. In that specific county, they're invoicing $1.4 million. And most of that is a potential additional revenue because the apartment there are more expensive than are here. They're bringing, every single one of the properties bring like almost $5,000. So they have a very well-oiled machine in there in order to make money. If you want to see where the apartments are and how they look like, here they are, all along the coast. Most of them are ones and twos in this case. And they can bring up to $4,000 a month. Additional average daily rate, $181 in the case of this apartment. The system will give you the specific for one specific listing or how much money that listing is making. If you want to check the whole state, you're going to be seeing in the host area that this case, this company has two different ones, one with 1,096 and one with 1,069. They're invoicing monthly, almost $9 million monthly in the whole state. These are lower but no less significant, 1.8 million, 1.4 million, 1.6 million. So when we're talking about passive income, we're talking precisely about this. If you can get a decent amount of properties and put those properties into Airbnb, you don't need to buy those properties, you can rent those properties. If you rent those properties, put it on Airbnb, that differential that we're talking about here is going to be for your company. And if you have enough of them, you're going to be able to do a passive income if you decide not to do everything yourself. One of the things that we see in many of the educational part regarding to the Airbnb businesses, you have to do it yourself at the beginning, and then you can actually hire someone to do it, hire a company, but never do it yourself once you have enough properties to rent. Why? Because otherwise you're gonna be your own employee. You don't want that. What you want is actually to have real passive income. That's our recommendation. Now, you go to the search area. I'm gonna click on the overview on top again. You go to the search area. The system will allow you to do certain searches. For instance, you can go straight to a zip code here or a county. I'm gonna search for a zip code. I'm gonna go with 33025. That's Pembroke Pines. It's actually close to my house. I'm gonna go select that one, and the system is gonna go straight to that zip code. It's gonna show the zip code for you and how good that zip code is. Okay, that's one of the functions of the search. Oh, there is another one. I'm going to come back to the search over here, and I'm going to erase that search. You see here, there's a certain portion that says region. Okay, if I click on address, I can actually write an address. That's what I'm going to do now. 1100 Northeast 9th Avenue. That's an address that I was looking for Lore, USA. That's the one that I'm looking for. Okay, that's an address. That's an apartment building. That's a property that is for rent that I was checking out. Okay, that property is actually for rent for around $1,250, $1,250. And let's see, it says that regular rentals in the area are average 144. As you can see, they're all the ones that are available, but if we select the one that I say the one that I was looking for, the apartment that I was checking out, is 1 bedroom apartment, 1 bathroom apartment. Okay, those are all the ones in the area. The average for that you can make in Airbnb is $2,806 per rental. The occupancy is 73%, and the regular renter average is around 1,143. So you're going to be making around 83% in that kind of property. So it's about what we were watching before. If we select here and we go by any, apply again, and checking the best rentals, you can see that the best rental in the area is house of 3 bedrooms, and apartments of 2 bedrooms is also very good. One of the things you can do is actually sort it out, and it will tell you. Apartments of 1 bedroom is also good in this area. Now let's check host. This same area, this is a square mile, guys. This here is a square mile. Let's take the host in the area, and you can see that this host has 20 apartments, and he's invoicing $64,000 a month. That doesn't mean he make all that money, but it says the potential revenue for that is $32,642. That's some amount of cash. So that's a decent cash flow. That's why we call this webinar that you can make actually cash flow. Now, another things that we want to point out with this system is you can actually this is a system that is international. It's actually run worldwide. Not all features are run worldwide, meaning that the comparison between regular rentals and Airbnb are not in the whole world. Some countries are, some countries are not. Depends on how many clients we have in every single of those countries. Then in this case, you can actually change for the moment between English and Spanish, and the system will actually change between English and Spanish. And additionally, we have a very nice help. Was done for Mary, that's actually in the audience today, and the help is here. You can click on that, and it's going to show you the help. The other way that we can communicate with you is through the chat. If you have any questions with us, you go to the chat room, and you can actually talk to us in the chat room. The chat room is open between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Okay, Monday to Friday, Eastern Standard Time. We want to be expanding those times in the future, because we're getting people from other countries, not only the United States, but keep getting people from Chile, Spain, Colombia, we hope all over the world. Just to give you a preview of what other countries looks like, I'm gonna go to and select a country, and you can go and select any country of the world. It's gonna show. And let's check Spain. Spain is a very good example. I think it's a very huge opportunity that is in Spain to make money with Airbnb. As you can see, there are areas like Barcelona and Madrid that are huge. You're gonna see in places what are the areas that are better. Barcelona, the amount of listings that are here. Barcelona, Alicante, Málaga, Baleares, Madrid. You can see there is a lot of Airbnb listings here. And other countries that have a lot, the matter of fact, the second country that has more Airbnb is France. As you can see here, there are 414,000 Airbnbs in France. And see the increase between December and January. You have a peak between 386 and 414,000. So it's huge, the amount of Airbnbs that are raising in that country. But the country that has the most amount of Airbnb, of course, is United States. So let's go back there and play with other states like California. California has almost 150,000 Airbnbs, has more than Florida. Actually, is the state that has more. I think we can see it here. In places, we can see the state that has more listings is, again, California, followed by Florida, New York, Texas, Colorado, Georgia. This is the kind of information that will tell you where to put your money, where on, or how to do business. And one of the capabilities of the system that I actually love is this interactive map, because you can see it in the places area here where to find everything, but when you see it in colors here, it's even more powerful. Meaning these guys. And I'm gonna see the additional revenue here. I'm gonna select by map, additional revenue, and the system is gonna tell me which are the highest additional revenues in the area. See the panhandle over here. This county, that Nassau County up top over here, you have very good additional revenue. It is where the money of your rental becomes more productive. See, Miami is in yellow. It's not a big in the amount of money that you get out of your rentals. Of course, Kissimmee, Osceola County, Orlando are the ones. It's the second largest in listings in the whole state. Not only that, it has huge amount of revenue compared to other parts of the state. So you can see again, you want to eliminate the zip code area. You only want to see. You want to put the zip code area in. You're going to see that. The additional revenue here is 135%. Means for every $1,000 in this area, you will get 1,350 in revenue, in additional revenue. That's very impressive. There are places like this in the whole state that actually is going to blow your mind. Because one of the things is what you think, and one of the things is what really is happening. One of the things I can see in this county, the majority of the properties that are for rent are 4-bedroom houses, and you can see in the best rentals over here, 4-bedroom houses, and it's the majority of the rentals. If you're gonna rent something here to put into Airbnb, the thing that you want to be looking for is 4-bedroom houses. And 81% of all Airbnbs have more than one. They see this as a business. Only 19% rent only one, probably their own home. But as you can see here, 9,676 Airbnbs in that area are rented by 819. Probably every single one of them have an average of 10. If we check the host area here, you're going to be seeing $1 million, 962,000, $1 million, $2.2 million with less properties, $2.2 million. So this really is a huge business. This is a business to not only make money, but make passive income. This is what we want to share with you today. Now, what I'm going to do now is actually I'm going to go to do some Q&A. And if there is any questions, I have a question over here. Solange is asking if I have a few questions. Okay, I have a first question here. What is a superhost? A superhost is someone that did standingly well in Airbnb. Okay, it means that the Airbnb gives them the title of superhost. And that's a title that can be, it can be actually take away of you if you don't behave. So it's kind of like you are a 5-star host. Knowing that if you are a super host, people are more likely to actually rent with you. Can you show Broward County, Weston, Florida? Sure, Miguel, in a moment. Where is the data pulled from? This is mainly pulled from Airbnb and rentals all over the United States. Teresa, how do you gather your information? I already say that the potential additional revenue is the profit. Is the gross, in this case, is the gross profit. Okay? That what we're showing here is gross profit. Is it legal in all the US to rent from an owner and then sublease as an Airbnb? Okay, I have to make clear here, I'm not a lawyer over here. Okay? The only thing is that there are several things I can tell you regarding to that. We, in this system, we're not going to tell you what is legal or not. The only thing that we can show you is actually numbers. A lot of people say it's illegal to actually do Airbnbs in Miami Beach. So I can argue with that because I don't have a problem. We cannot check every single city in the United States to see if there are standards or not. The only thing that we can tell you is there are 4,198 Airbnbs in Miami Beach. And I have heard sometimes that they're not supposed to have Airbnbs in Miami Beach. As you can see, regular rental is 2,334 and Airbnb is 4,198. What is the monthly cost of the use of the system? Okay, that depends. It goes from 99 for the whole United States to 79 for one state. Okay, if you are a member of REAFAX, which is a higher ticket, we actually give this as a additional additional software that you can work with ReFX. If you don't know what ReFX is, just please send us an email and we'll show you what is ReFX. By the way, ReFX only works in the United States. Okay, let me show you. Let me go to the revenue part. I'm gonna go to the host. I'm gonna answer Solange. I'm gonna go with the host. I'm gonna do an example with this host. It has an occupancy of 50% and it has 95 properties. Okay, so the total monthly revenue is 1,890.99 multiplied for the 9 properties. That's the total gross income. The potential additional revenue is, we actually do a calculation here estimating their cost for the regular rental. And after paying the regular rental, this is the revenue. Okay? Or the potential, what we call the potential additional revenue. This is the total monthly revenue, which is the revenue per property average multiplied by here the amount of listing. So 95 multiplied by 1,860 is 176,794. Now, knowing that, and we know how much rentals are in the area, we can estimate a cost and say that after we take that cost out, this person is making 48,689. If they're after expenses, no. You have to add the expenses related to the property, meaning electricity, light, everything else. You have to add it there. Okay, I hope that's clear. If not, you can actually call us and we'll explain to you more further. What are the color codes red, yellow, green on the map? Okay, let's go back to that one. I already explained it, but I have no problem explaining it again. Depends on where you are. If you are in listings, it means that the one that are in dark green is the one that has the more listing. Light green, there are it is based in percentage. 0 to 25% are red. Okay, so you see the ones that are red have very few listings. The yellow ones are between 25 and 50%. So you can see we have a little bit more listing than the red ones. The light greens, they have more listings than the yellow. And finally, the dark greens are the one that has the most. Now, if this is regarding to listings, but if I go by occupancy, it's a different thing. In Miami, it's in light green. It doesn't have the highest occupancy. It has the highest listing, but not the highest occupancy rate. And it doesn't have the highest revenue either. Well, it got one of the highest, but it doesn't have the highest. And additional revenue, which is really what we're looking for here. See, these counties are actually, Miami is in yellow. It's not as good as, let's say, Orlando or even Polk County or any of the counties in the Panhandle over here. Okay, let me. How do you get around talking out of lease and that's leasing? Okay. I see there is a lot of prepping regarding to legal stuff, and we are preparing actually material and educational material that can answer all those questions. What we want to show first here is actually what the analytic is. Okay. Posted Monday, let me see, federal judgment tools. Okay, just for future reference. Okay. So I'm gonna please, can you send me more. If you have any more questions, I'll be happy to answer for you regarding this part, which is the analytic. Regarding to Airbnb, we actually have information regarding to that too, but not for specific areas. Oh, I'm missing. There is one person that asked me to go to Broward County, and we're gonna do that. And we're gonna check on Weston. Weston is this area here. It doesn't have a lot of listings. But this is the highest area in Weston. It's over here. You have 139 listings that are renting entire place are only 95, and it's actually 18%. That's what it's showing. Remember, guys, the system will tell you when it's good and when it's not that good. Actually, let's find the best rentals in the area, and it will tell you how studio is the best rental in the area, or a 4-bedroom or 4-bedroom house. It will give you up to 92%. Oh, 95% is the apartment condo villa of 2 bedrooms. So there are different type of properties that will give you best. Let's show that. In that area, I'm gonna go with apartment condo that is 2 bedroom. It's actually 95%. The regular rental is almost $1,600, but the revenue, the potential revenue is $3,094. So it's very good. So even in areas that they don't seem to be that good in a specific, on the average, you can find a property that is good in that area, and you can concentrate only in that kind of property. So it's important for you to know that. If there are no more questions, I will close the webinar. In order to sign it into the system, the only thing that you need to do, I'm gonna log out so you can see. I'm actually log in. The only thing you need to do is go to the pricing area, and you can select, you see the whole United States. Basically, if you go into this one, you get the whole world, and in this one you get only one state. You can pay monthly, or you can pay the whole year. You will save 2 months actually. Okay. So if there is no further questions, I will close the webinar. Oh, there you go. Some more questions. Thank you. Doesn't help you to determine the best rent price for a specific area, type of property. Yes, of course, Marcelo. Determine the best rent price for a specific area, type of property. I'm going to repeat that for a moment. And I'm going to go to do that. I'm going to go to the whole county of Broward. I'm going to select a zip code in places. Let me log in again, guys. I'm going to select a zip code. I'm going to go to places. I'm going to select a zip code. Let's say Pompano Beach, this zip code here. Now, I'm already in the zip code area, and that's the specific zip code. And this is actually the city. Okay, in that specific city, I'm gonna see which are my best rental options. So you can see my best rental is an apartment of 4 bedrooms, because it's the one that is gonna give me the highest revenue. Studio apartments is gonna give me 139% revenue. So not bad either. 4 houses, not bad either. You can actually do this. And we will tell you what is the best rental. Okay? And you select the best rental. Let's say 4-bedroom apartment villa. You take that. You take the 4-bedroom, apply, and the system will show what's the average rent for that kind of apartment. In this case, 2,625 with 30. At least is what it's showing. Okay. Marcelo, does the system have you determine the best? Yes. Can you make an example with the rentals in Paraguay? How profitable it is? How is still a small market? Okay, I've been checking Paraguay a little bit. So let's go there. I like to check different countries. Paraguay looks more like a city in the United States. You have 868 active rentals at the moment, and the occupancy rate is 28%. The places that are available, Asunción, it has 409 listings. As you can see here. And between that, as you can see the growing of this. In January, there were 171, 191 went into, December 171, January 191. So it is actually growing a lot. And the occupancy rate in the area is really getting better, 43%, compared with the rest of the country that is lower. $653. As I say, depends of the country. We will have the comparison between regular rentals and actually Airbnb. In this case, this Paraguay is not between the countries that have the regular rental comparison. But if you go to any of the sites in Paraguay, then pick one property, see the rental, select that by address. You can actually check that address within the system in this option here. Says address, and the system will pick that exact address and actually give you an information regarding to that. Okay, I think we don't have more questions. So I'm actually very happy to give you this webinar today. I hope that this works very well for you. We're really proud of what we have done so far. And I thank my staff for being here so late, and for all you guys taking the time to share this experience with us. Thank you very much.